Hello everyone and welcome to the Inner Sanctum official YouTube channel. I am Anthony Alesiani, your host for today, and today we will be talking about Nick Kyrgios and the impact he's had on the Australian culture, including tennis and also in the sporting realm as such, and where he stands as a personality. And he reminds me a lot of Happy Gilmore, the way he goes about things, the attitude, and the persona as such, a different breed that's in the sporting realm that really seems to take eyes and just really make sure that he grabs everyone's attention, which is a great factor to have when you're a sports person or an entertainer as such. And in the way that Nick Kyrgios does it, it's a little bit different. But for a tennis perspective, which it's always been a really professional sport, it's really been something about hard work, dedication. Hasn't really shown the personality side of the athletes. And when it comes to Nick Kyrgios, everyone knows Nick Kyrgios. He's obviously not the number one in the world. He's not the big standout, the big draw card as such when you go internationally. But everyone knows of Nick Kyrgios and the way he goes about things. And it's exactly like Happy Gilmore. I mean, it's no meet on the green at 8 p.m. and have a few bevies. It's get there, do your job, and see what happens. There's no real 100% all or nothing about Nick Kyrgios, which is something a lot of people do take notice of, but a lot of people do respect as well, because you're not taking life too seriously. And in a sporting fashion, especially when you're an individual athlete, you don't have a team as such to rely on. It definitely becomes a little bit different and becomes a little bit self-driven. And I think with the right team behind you, your trainers and your coaches, your family, it does become a little bit of a, you've got your support, but it's all about you. And we saw in the movie Happy Gilmore, it became driven. He became driven when there was something on the line. And I think Nick Kyrgios's ability to, over the last few years, to really take what's happening around the world. He was really fantastic when it came to bushfires. He's been really respectful in terms of COVID as well. I think he's really taken these aspects and put them on his shoulders and truly really tried to give something for the Australian public to support and get together and get behind someone. And I think he's been fantastic in that. Obviously in COVID, he hasn't been out as much. He's been injured, or he's been dealing with other issues and hasn't really taken an approach into tennis as well as some others. What I'm talking about exactly is character, and it's the ability to draw someone's attention. It's exactly like Happy Gilmore drew the attention of that kid when he's standing there in the nets and taking full-on baseballs to his body. It's exactly like that. Nick Kyrgios draws the attention of the public in such a way that people are like, oh, I want to try that, or oh, I'm going to get behind him. And we just saw recently the last two games he had, the first two rounds in the Australian Open, unfortunately got knocked out to the world number 2 Medvedev in round 2, but the crowd were behind him. They were chanting "Sue," and I did that poorly, but it's a reference to Cristiano Ronaldo, which has become such a well-known phenomenon that it's coming into other sports, and people were getting behind him in such a way that we wanted him to win, and he was a showstopper. He put on performances. The way he was hitting the ball, he was in fine form considering he's come into the tournament with little to no preparation since he tested positive with COVID only 7 or 8 days out from round 1. And to put on a show like he did against Brody on Tuesday night, and then the ability to back it up 2 days later and almost take it to a 5-setter is truly, I think, remarkable turnaround for him. To get to round 2 and you face the number 2 in the world, it's kind of difficult to get up to those expectations in such circumstances. But regardless, I feel like the way that Nick Kyrgios has gone about it recently is a lot more respectful than his heated moments and his lapse in concentrations, as we've seen over the years. And exactly like Happy Gilmore, throwing the golf clubs all over the place, throwing tennis rackets all over the place, getting into fights with Bob Barker, or just having an argument with your coach on the court in the middle of everyone. Or we know other countless amounts of times that Nick Kyrgios has done those things, and we've thought, oh dear, he's done it, he's done that again. But regardless, Nick Kyrgios has become such a phenomenon in Australian sport now that regardless of his performances, we can really respect the way he does go about it. And a lot of people have different opinions on Nick, and I know that for a fact. My dad's one that doesn't really like him. But at the same time, we're going to support him. He's Australian. He's done a fantastic job recently, and I feel like his ability to draw a crowd is so much more important for the state of tennis than him winning titles. And it'd be great to top it off winning titles and having a world number one in our country. We've done it so well with other sports, and most recently cricket, becoming the number one test team. And it's just these people, Ash Barty as well, she's the world number one in the women's tennis, and we have all these different athletes, they're different characters. Ash Barty, you don't see much of the personality, but she's number one, she works hard, and that's why she is number one. Nick Kyrgios is a draw card, and it's an amazing feature to have as a sports person. If you put it all together in a package, no doubt he would become one of the best world number ones we've ever seen. But regardless, Nick Kyrgios overall just reminds me of Happy Gilmore. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, Inner Sanctum fans. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. We're great to have your support. We're going to keep this going. We're going to have so many different types of content coming your way. The Inner Sanctum, you've seen it so much across the internet, and reading all our fantastic articles from so many different great writers that we've got and personalities that we've got in our group at the moment. So make sure you get around us on all social medias as well. It's great to be starting the YouTube channel. Great to join the Inner Sanctum, and you'll be seeing plenty more of me and plenty more of everyone else as we cover sport across 2022. My name's Anthony. Thank you so much for watching this new video on the Inner Sanctum. We'll see you next time.